good evening, good morning, good night, you lovely citizens. The one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we are here to get to some wrestling, a little bit of wrestling. All right, hope everyone's having a great one. All right, hope you all are enjoying yourself, however you're catching this, whenever you were catching this. All right, we are going to be discussing Collisions, January 17th, 2025. Now, small piece of housekeeping. I will not be ignoring, all right, the AAA or the TNA events that took place. Hell, I won't even be ignoring the Federation, SmackDown, all right? There's a lot of newsworthy things to be talking about in the world of wrestling, so we're going to be getting to that accordingly, all right? So sit down, strap in, and lock the fuck. Like so, sit down, strap up, and lock the fuck in, okay? The TNA event was like Bound for Glory or Victory Road or whatever the fuck is going on. It was a back-to-back event. Some shit called Genesis also happened. Listen, I'm gonna be short and I'm gonna be sweet. TNA is underwater. TNA was underwater from the second that they started talking with the Federation, and now we're just seeing all the cartoonish, literal carny shit being put into fruition. I think if you hate AEW, you're gonna love TNA, because TNA is the world's worst fucking wrestling promotion, maybe on the face of this earth, but it's owned by the Federation, so that means it has to be good, right? Look at the sales, look at the numbers, it has to be good, right? So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of my little 1-2 on TNA. Listen, we can talk about Mike Santana not getting the proper push that he deserves, like way earlier down the line when they started any of this TNA NXT shit. We could also talk about people like a Mara Shade and like a Cora Jade finding work in this awful fucking hellscape of professional wrestling. But I will be honest, I am at least happy, all right, that we are seeing AJ Styles, all right? I'm at least excited that Nick Nemeth might wrestle in the next couple of months for a TNA match, right? These are things I can look forward to, but them not being on this card, like AJ not wrestling on this card, horrible choice. Dolph Ziggler not wrestling on this card, horrible choice. Leon Slater, for whatever rhyme or reason, not being here instead of whoever the fuck you could have had on SmackDown, maybe a Montez Ford, maybe even go ahead and you get into Kira Terrazawa, just somebody who can get beat up on, horrible fucking choice. It's just not a good choice. Not a good choice, because when you leave the locker room for TNA so decimated, you really do have nothing for those pay-per-views. Those pay-per-views are with emaciated those. Yes, like that locker room is emaciated, right? Like there's nothing in that locker room is emaciated. There's nothing in there. So if you're gonna try to run a pay-per-view with no fucking superstars, it's pointless. It's pointless, right? Listen, all I know is that TNA needs to lock the fuck in, or else they're cooked. They're cooked, all right? TNA will be the new AEW Rampage if they don't get their shit together. That is not a spoiler. Like, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. Okay. Last little thing we're gonna be talking about when it comes to the Federation. Trick Williams, Trick Willie. He's very over, almost hilariously over, honestly, being that they want to bill him as this kind of heel. And I really want to walk like with everybody here. How many heels are on SmackDown right now? The answer: too fucking many. There are too many heels. So why, instead of giving Trick Williams, somebody who, again, hilariously over, like to a fucking insane amount, somebody who's good on the mic, somebody who looks the part and can wrestle the part, why not have them be a face? Because their edgier promos are more fucking view worthy? No, like that is not. No, that's not going to be beneficial to Trick, because eventually the fans are going to turn on this whole heel thing, right? Like, same thing with Dominic Mysterio, where he used to just go out there, used to get booed, and they had to stop bringing Dominic out there, because every time he went out there, the crowd wouldn't stop fucking cheering for him. Like, we have to get to a point where the booking makes simple sense. Trick Williams is not in a spot with the crowd or in kayfabe as a new star with a catchy theme song and a good look where the crowd should be booing him. Why is the crowd booing somebody who is to the stature of Trick, right? And again, we're not even seeing him really do anything for real. Like, what, he had some fucking back and forth like Matt Cardona, Kit Wilson, and now he's gonna now he's qualifying for this fatal 4-way. Also, whatever this fatal 4-way thing is, just kill it. Just kill it. It's dead on arrival. You niggas had fucking the Wyatt Six interfere with a match. The Wyatt Six interfered with a fucking match, and Damian Priest still got the 1, 2, 3 from a referee. They still kept the match going after that. I don't know what the fuck this booking is, but it's horrible. Okay, I don't care what fucking fatal 4-way is going to be involved with this world title scene. All I know is that in the next 2 years, Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, those are your pillars. And if those are not your pillars,
good luck, Charlie.
Can say on that, okay? There's not really else that the other thing that we're going to be discussing with SmackDown is Jacob Fatu, all right, the AAV Werewolf versus Mr. Libations, right? The real issue with this is that it's not a triple threat. This needs to be a triple threat, and there's no other real way to like kind of break this shit down. Drew McIntyre, he needs the title defense. He fits well perfectly into this story. Why isn't Drew McIntyre in between Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes? Why? Well, why doesn't Jacob Fatu maybe have a stare down with Obafemi? Why? Like, does that not make sense to anybody? That wouldn't make any sense to anybody. Hey, who knows? Who cares? What the fuck ever. But yeah, honestly, with everything being said, with Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu, I really do believe that is going to be a good match. But the story has to make sense, and right now there being no Drew, it doesn't make a lot of sense unless Drew's gonna be for the next pay-per-view. But even then, Drew needs to be on commentary. Drew needs to maybe cut a promo on this possibly. Listen, a lot of things you can do with this, but it's not the way to go whatsoever. Okay, and last piece of news that we're going to officially be discussing for this beginning cold open period, Powerhouse Hobbs, as of I believe next week, is going to officially be removed and annexed from the AEW roster. It's theorized that he will be going to the Federation, that he may or may not be skipping NXT, and that he's already signed the dotted line. So with everything being said, I will keep this brief and I'll keep this short. Powerhouse Hobbs, you are a gentleman act. You are maybe one of the most graceful big men I've had the pleasure to watch in that ring. And if the Federation or their fanboys try to, and if the Federation's front office or if the Federation fanboys try to lock you in the walls of NXT, best believe we gonna come get you, my boy. All right, so it's not goodbye. It's until next time, Powerhouse, and we are grateful for everything you have given to us. And if by any chance you are catching this, thank you. All right, and wishing you the best with everything in the future. Now we are going to be steamrolling right into Collision. This is a very fun episode. I had a lot of gripes though, personally, between me, you, and the upload bar. Had a lot of gripes with this episode. We got some brand new signings in the derb. All right, we got one Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. All right, we also got an official signing for one Mrs. Zeta Steele, and lastly, the Rascals. All right, they made their on-TV appearance. We also seen Andrade. He had a great debut match again. He had a great debut match against Angelico. Wasn't really the biggest fan of the length of the match, but that's neither here nor there. We are going to be able to see a lot more from these people in the future. Small thing, the Rascals is supposed to have 4 people, and it's only 3 people. Apparently, the 4th person is taking a bit of a vacation, if you will, a bit of PTO from the wrestling business. Hopefully they come back, because who knows where the Rascals are going to be without their 4th man. But honestly, I'm praying for the best, and hopefully everything works out with this young gentleman, because the Rascals, they got a pretty big pop. They're doing like this whole like stoner gimmick. Not gonna lie, it seems like it's moving a lot of weight with niggas. So keep our eyes on that and see where we can go. All right, first little match. All right, it was Sanchez and Kingston versus the Grizzled Veterans. That's an awful name. It's a really bad name, and I hate that fucking name. And honestly, I was just kind of upset at this Collision, because like there is no Will Ospreay, right? Like there is no Swerve match. Like we're not gonna get like a Keith Lee return, you know? And so it's kind of like going into this Collision, I was just kind of bummed out, honestly. And then like the day also, like when I recorded, like when I was watching the recording for this Collision, it was just, the day was going awful. And the match was really long. This is a really long match, but it really isn't that bad. It's not that bad of a match. Again, as I can say, I'm happy that we're able to even get minutes from new guys, right? Because this is how you build new people. This is how, create new stars, if you will. And Eddie Kingston, he looks very, very, very sharp in that ring. But, I'll be honest, I am waiting for the Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley Continental title match, and I don't know when we're going to be getting it, but I am looking for it, all right? And I'm keeping my eyes peeled, Next match on the card, all right? We get Marina Shafir versus Zeta Steel, all right? Now, Zeta Steel, I believe that, again, this is like one of her first matches, again, brand new signing, so shout out to you, Zeta. I love the idea of people like Zeta Steel, Corey Jade, Dakota Kai, and Mara Shade getting minutes and getting TV time. I think that that's just a positive for the business. Marina, obviously, she goes over with Jon Moxley on the comms. Really simple match, but the ending is the real kicker, right? Because we get a lead-in for a Don Callis versus Death Riders versus a Death Riders kind of situation. This leads to a very sharp promo from Danny Garcia, a very quick interaction from Pac and Marina Shafir, and Jon Moxley honestly just telling Don Callis that, he should be careful what he wishes for, right? That's not a family, right? Telling people, that you're special because I bought you a Gucci shirt and, I helped you cheat to win your title match. That's not a family. A family is when people pull each other up and they encourage each other to be better against all odds. That's a real family, and I really do like this promo. I like everything we've been getting from all the Death Riders, right? Like Marina Shafir, halfway through this match, she says, you're gonna do better, right? And just think about that for a second. Telling somebody mid-match, you're going to do better, or else you will lose. Crazy. It's crazy shit from Marina, and I really do love everything that we've been getting from all the Death Riders, including Yuta Wheeler. Like, he just sits in the back, he looks intimidating, it semi-works, he's very fucking over with the crowd, or you can say anti-over, I guess. I don't know, man, this was a cool little lead up, and I really do believe that Don Callis versus Jon Moxley versus on any promo work will be golden television. Really simple shit from them. Lance Archer is the person to insinuate the kind of beatdown on Jon Mox, who I think is just funny in kayfabe. Like, Lance Archer? Really? Whatever. But obviously, this leads to a massive brawl segment. For a moment, Claudio and Kyle Fletcher locked up, which is like, I'm keeping my eyes peeled for that one, keeping my nose open for that one. This leads into our match, all right, with Skyflight versus the Don Callis family. All right, now, kind of again an issue that I've had with this recording. A lot of these matches are kind of like, my nigga, come on, like Angelico versus Andrade, come on, the Don Callis family versus Top Flight, come on, like, let's not be stupid here. But obviously somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. Skyflight, no surprise here, picked up the loss. All right, now what I will say really briefly is that Dante Martin is the future. Dante Martin is a future main eventer, and I do believe that in the next 2 years, he's going to be in the higher mid-card tier, leading into a world title push sometime soon. But he is a very gifted young athlete, and he does unfortunately pick up the pin, but the minutes that he displays with Kyle Fletcher, the good 5-minute spurt that they had, it was clean and it was fucking amazing to watch. Kyle hit a hidden blade, which is pretty sexy, not gonna lie, and the double teams for the most part kind of put this match away, with Kyle Fletcher hitting a brain buster to put away Dante Martin for the uno, dos, tres. All right, Christopher Daniels is amazing, right? Because he's outside for the Zeta Steel and he's outside for the Top Flight match, and he is as loud and as energetic for both of these fucking lockups. I really do need to see Christopher Daniels versus Nigel McGuinness in my free time. I know I can find it. I know it's out there. The idea that Nigel McGuinness is somebody who can take bumps in 2026 and Christopher Daniels is still out there getting halfway back bumps from female wrestlers. Listen, it can happen. It can fucking happen. With enough stem cells, okay, we can bring Christopher Daniels and the Curry Man back to life, okay? No, but honestly, again, Nigel is great on the comms. Christopher Daniels is a great fucking attachment for Top Flight and Zeta Steel, and this is a pretty simple match for Don Callis and his family, or the Avengers, if I would like to call them, the Don Callis Avengers, to go over. This is a really fun match. Also, El Khan is just great in that ring. He's good in the ring. What can I say? Next little match we get, it's a jobber match, I'm not gonna lie, against Megan Bain, and I believe it is Penelope Ford who is making her return from her injury. Marina Shafir is just sitting in the corner like a fucking badass. I love her presentation so much. And after this, again, squash match, Tony and Mina Shirakawa, they come out and they're not happy. They're not happy at all, and neither am I. I'm not happy either. All right, we've been getting Mina Shirakawa and Marina Shafir quite literally as a storyline since Blood and Guts, even a little before Blood and Guts. So with all due respect to everyone involved, this shit needs to get wrapped the fuck up, okay? My issues with Jade and her title run, all right, are the same issues I have with this women's division in AEW. You cannot keep delivering the same shit over and over and over and over again. I've ran the numbers. Mark Briscoe has called out El Khan for a fucking title defense. Mark Briscoe has more title defenses than Dominic Mysterio and Jade combined. That's a fucking problem. There is no reason why we are just reusing and rewatching these women's stories, okay? Give Mina Shirakawa something different. Give Natalya something different. Give Toni Storm something different. It's not that fucking hard. I am not that pleased for another Mina Shirakawa, Marina Shafir lockup. Are they two amazing wrestlers? Yes. Will I be pleased with the result? Most likely. Is this something I want to see for the second or third time? No. No, it's not. All right, we're gonna be moving right the fuck along, okay? There's a really brief Kevin Knight versus Swerve Strickland segment. Whose house? Swerve's house. Really cool shit. I really love the idea of these two just kind of trying to prove to each other. Like, I love this idea that both of them are just trying to prove to each other that they deserve to be there. Like, Swerve deserves to be the OG who should be mentoring Kevin, and Kevin Knight deserves to be the younger, superstar that is being mentored, right? Hopefully these two, when they lock up and that bell rings, everything is smooth and everything is safe. But I really do want Kevin Knight to just get the minutes that he deserves, right? Because him versus Swerve Strickland, that is money, right? Kevin Knight versus Swerve Strickland is fucking money. And, despite everything I said about this women's division, I think it will be hard to butcher that, all right? Regardless of everything I've said about this episode, I think it will be impossible, damn near biblical, if you butcher Swerve and Kevin Knight. It seems impossible, but honestly, anything can happen. Anything can happen, all right? Last little portion of our night, all right? We're going to be talking about Anthony Bowens and Ricochet, all right? We're going to be talking about Anthony Bowens versus the Jungle Jackie Perret. Now, for those who don't know, this is for Ricochet's national championship. My biggest gripe with this, if anybody has watched any of these podcasts, is Anthony Bowens was 2 seconds away from pinning Ricochet via finishing move, right? Ricochet was out cold, out like a fucking light. Anthony Bowens was 2 seconds away from the victory, and the man ran in. My booking was for Anthony Bowens to go over in this match, being that Jack Perry already got his fucking match with Ricochet. He already got it. Anthony Bowens then wins this match. The Demand tries to fuck over Bowens to the successful save of Max Caster, the best wrestler alive. What happened to Max Caster? Do you guys remember when he was one of the most hottest things on fucking AEW television, when the crowd couldn't stop fucking chanting that long, quote-unquote, annoying chant, "Let's go, Max, you're the best wrestler alive"? That got over. That got over with the crowd because of not what the crowd was watching, but because of who was giving it to the crowd. Because Max Caster went out there, he gave it his all, and he made it fucking work. You couldn't give that fucking script to Ken Shamrock. You couldn't give that script to a fucking Finn Balor. Only Max Caster made that shit work. And Max Caster has been fucking annexed from the fucking airwaves. Just removed entirely. Alright, Tony Khan will have him do a couple of fucking segments with Anthony Bowens in the back for a couple of pops from the AEW stands on Twitter. But that's it. That's it. Like, in Max Caster, he was such a great in-ring fucking performer. AR Fox, Max Caster, these are people who you should be building your fucking future. These are people you should be building your future around. Nick Wayne, Dante Martin, these are amazing, charismatic superstars that can hypothetically carry the fucking mid-card for at least another 5 or so years. At least another 5 or so years. Minimum. But Anthony Bowens, he eats the pin to Jack Perry. Jack Perry, he goes on to face Ricochet. And Ricochet is going to have another match with Jack Perry. It's going to be a good match. Yes. Am I upset about it? Not really. Do I want to see Jack Perry in New Japan Wrestling? Yes, I do. I would like to see Jack Perry defend the national title in New Japan Pro. But, like, let's be fucking honest here. Anthony Bowens was in kayfabe deserving of that title shot. And now he just fucking eats a pin of Jack Perry. Jack Perry, who's a great in-ring performer. But why the fuck can't we get something with Anthony Bowens? Why can't we get something with the Max Caster save? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, quite literally, like CM Punk said many moons ago. You know, me fantasy booking things in my head and it not going how it wants to go. But we already got Jack Perry and Ricochet. So why can't we get Bowens and Ricochet with a caster save? Why? Oh man, whatever. Listen, I wasn't happy about this match, and honestly, between this and the Marina Shafir and Nina Shirakawa thing, I wasn't very pleased with the repetitiveness of these cards. It really did irritate the fuck out of me, and again, plus everything I was dealing with outside of these videos, it was, for lack of a better word, irksome. Okay, listen, all right, we're gonna be getting to this main event, and honestly, man, it broke my heart. It broke my heart a little bit, being that, you know, this is the last time that we are going to be seeing Powerhouse Hobbs in the AEW ring, and he looks amazing, he looks great, you know, he's smooth like butter in that ring, and it's like, I really do wish for a day where, and I really was wishing for a day where Powerhouse Hobbs, you know, he would have an intercontinental, like he would have a international championship run, right? Powerhouse Hobbs eventually would be a world champion after this heel run, right? These are things I was just kind of expecting would happen on their own, like on their own. Like, these are kind of the things that I would just expect would happen on their own, but obviously they didn't happen, and you know, Powerhouse Hobbs is getting out of here. He's getting out of here, and there's nothing else to say but thank you. Honestly, I mean, obviously, you know, with him leaving, Hook isn't in this match. It's Powerhouse Hobbs, Shibata, and Samoa Joe. It's a really fun match. Shibata is, you know, he is like Shibata. He's still missing a couple of pieces of himself in that. Like Shibata, noticeably, he still misses a couple of pieces of himself in that. Like Shibata, noticeably, he's still missing a couple pieces of himself in that ring. But Hangman Adam Page, I mean, Speedball Mike Bailey, Samoa Joe, just class acts all around. I mean, they make this match 10 times more than what it should have been. Just on paper, honestly, it's a really just thrown together trios match. Who thought that it would be like so fucking entertaining? But it was, and honestly, it kind of just seemed like a kind of like, honestly, it just kind of seemed like a thrown together trios match. Who would have thought it would be so entertaining? But it was very entertaining, and Hangman Adam Page still has the capability to show why he is of that star caliber. Now this trios belt, I do not know where the lineage is going to go after this. Maybe the Death Riders? I don't know about that. Maybe the Don Callis family. I'm not too sure who's going to pick up these trios belts. But I do know that we do have a new trios tag team in the Rascals, and I am positive, absolutely positive, that Kevin Knight somehow, somewhere in the next 6 months is going to have at least a TNT International Championship opportunity. So I do not know where these trios belts are going to be going in the near future, but for what it is, I don't hate the idea of Hangman being a trios champ. I really do believe that we should have gotten Jet Speed versus FTR, and again, Doyle and Davis, I think they're going to do fine against FTR, but I think we can all agree Jet Speed versus FTR was the way to go. We didn't go that way. Who knows? Who cares? I really did hate this collision. I really do just dislike, like, I didn't hate this collision. I just really disliked the repetitiveness of all of it. I disliked the nature and how all of the matches were. I disliked, not only did I dislike the repetitiveness, but I disliked the presentation that all the rematches had. Jack Perry, for all intents and purposes, he doesn't need this rematch. You know what I mean? Anthony Bowens, on the other hand, really needs this shot, right? Now, would I want Zeta Steel to go over on Marina Shafir, right, to maybe lead to, I don't know, Zeta Steel versus Mina Shirakawa or some shit? No, I don't. But Marina Shafir, she can lock up with other women in that locker room, right? Like, there are tag belts that Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne could be gunning for, hypothetically, right? So that's just my little piece on that. Again, that was everything for Collision, SmackDown, and TNA for. That was everything for SmackDown, Collision, and TNA, so you're fucking welcome. That was a lot. That was a lot of yapping. That was a lot of recording, and the editing process is going to be fun, to say the least, all right? But that was my full take on Collision, all right? December 17th, 2025. I hope all of you have a great one. Whenever you catch this, however you catch this, and as I always say, all right? Stay tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful, all right? Peace.